A lovely story now. Why a Ukrainian family in Nottingham have featured on billboards right across the country. A photo of them posing in traditional costumes won a Portrait of Britain award. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
It's almost 3 years since Ludmilla came to Nottingham with her mum and 2 children, refugees from the war in Ukraine. Their photo was one of the winners of a competition called Portrait of Britain, which put them on billboards from shopping centres to stations and bus stops all over the country.
Excited because I never been on over a country in England.
Some of my mates here, they come up to me at school here 2 weeks ago. They were like, "Oh, I've seen you on billboards in Victoria Centre." I was like, "Did you?" I'm so excited, to be honest. My English started to improve here, and I was just I got more friends and stuff. Now I want to stay here, and I feel like I'm actually the part of community.
I have a lot of friends who move here and send me the picture. In London, Leicester and Birmingham, a lot of persons send me the picture, and was oh my goodness, how it's possible like this. For one day, you stay part of the history of the Britain.
Ludmilla a little bit. The portrait was taken by Kieran, who's been documenting Nottingham's Ukrainian community for well over 20 years. But Vlad couldn't wear his traditional jacket because it doesn't fit anymore.
Their expressions, I think, are really important, especially Yeva, the little girl, right in the middle of the image, has such a strong face. It's really important that this image has been a winner of the Portrait of Britain because the Ukrainian community is a part of Britain and has been for a very long time. And it's because of history repeating itself that more and more Ukrainians end up in Britain as a place of refuge.
For now, they're on temporary visas, but they hope they can stay. Vlad wants to become a professional footballer here, while his sister wants to be a surgeon so that when he's injured, she can fix his leg. Jeremy Ball, BBC's Midlands Today, Nottingham.
Well, I hope she becomes a surgeon. I hope she doesn't have to fix his leg. I mean, that, as I said at the beginning, it was a lovely story, but it must be such a worrying time for Ukrainians at the moment.
Yeah, it is, because, as you know, Anne, moves to end the war coming at dizzying speed, and that is causing real concerns, first of all, about their country's future, but concerns, too, about what it means for families here in the East Midlands, because they were never meant to settle here. The Ukrainian government always wanted them to go back after the war, and their visas are going to start running out in the next few weeks. Now, they can apply for an extension, but that's only for a year and a half. And as we saw in that report, a lot of these families are building lives here, their friends are here, and this is really where they feel at home now.
Yeah, especially the children, I guess. But just how many Ukrainian refugees actually came here? Do we know?
Well, yeah, I've been totting up the figures for homes for Ukraine visas. Now, almost 9,000 of those refugees came to live with sponsors in this region, almost 9,000, mainly ending up in the counties, where people are more likely to have spare rooms. Yeah. Some of those families still living there, still part of the families they're living with. A lot of others are renting their own homes now, and actually, despite the war, some of them have already gone back.
And I have to look ahead and say, it's going to be really difficult, isn't it, for Ukrainians next Monday?
It is, because that will be 3 years to the day since the full-scale invasion. Because of that, there are peace vigils planned on Monday night at Leicester Cathedral, at the Brian Clough statue in Nottingham, and at Exeter Bridge in Derby. Those all start around 6 or 6:30. I think for a lot of those families, it really will be an emotional night.
I think it certainly will. I can't believe it's 3 years. Jeremy, thanks very much indeed for that.